My name is Ava Mitchell, and for most of my life, I believed my family was simple, ordinary, and normal. My mother was calm and reserved. My father worked long hours, and our home was filled with quiet routines that never changed too much. But all of that was before the afternoon when I found a letter, one I was never meant to read. It started on a rainy Tuesday. I had come home early from work because a citywide power outage had shut down the office. My mother wasn't home yet, so I decided to look for one of my old college notebooks, stored somewhere in the tall bookshelf in her bedroom. She kept everything organized there, neatly arranged, labeled, and dusted every weekend. As I pulled out a thick hardback novel, something thin slipped out from between the pages and fluttered to the floor. A folded piece of cream-colored paper, its edges slightly yellowed with time. My first instinct was to put it back. It clearly wasn't mine. But curiosity is powerful and dangerous. When I unfolded it, I saw the handwriting immediately. It wasn't my father's. It was a man's handwriting I didn't recognize. It began with my mother's name. Clara, I hope someday you'll forgive me for leaving. My heart dropped. Forgive him for leaving? Who? Leaving what? Leaving my mother? Leaving our family? I kept reading. Please kiss Ava for me. Even if she never learns who I truly am, I will always love her from afar. The room spun. Ava? Me? Who I truly am? I dropped the letter. My hands shook. The man who wrote this, was he talking about being my father? I read it again, slowly, line by line. Each sentence stabbed deeper. It didn't explicitly say he was my biological father, but the message implied something dangerous, something life-changing. I sat on the floor for almost an hour, rereading the letter. Rain hit the window softly as if the sky outside understood the chaos building inside me. When my mother finally came home that evening, I confronted her, though in truth my voice was barely steady. "Mom?" I said, "who wrote this?" She looked at the letter, and I will never forget her reaction. Her hands trembled, her face went pale. She sat down, the air leaving her body like someone had stolen it. "Ava, where did you find this?" "In your bookshelf." She closed her eyes. "I should have thrown it away. I never wanted you to find it." That sentence alone confirmed everything. The floor under me felt unstable. "Mom, am I?" She didn't let me finish. She broke into tears, the kind that don't make sound, the silent shaking. My mother never cried, not even when my grandmother passed away. "Yes," she finally said, "he's your biological father." The world collapsed. I sat down across from her, both of us drowning in the truth neither of us wanted. She explained everything. When she was younger, she had fallen in love with a man named Daniel, a musician, a dreamer, someone who lived moment to moment. They were inseparable for 2 years. But he had no stable income, no plans, and no willingness to settle down. When my mother became pregnant with me, he panicked. He left town for several months. She thought he would never come back. But he did. He returned days after she married my father, a man who loved her deeply and promised her the stable life Daniel couldn't. When Daniel saw her wedding ring, he understood he was too late. He wrote the letter and disappeared for good. "You were already growing inside me," my mother said. "Your father, John, knew everything. He chose to raise you anyway. He chose you." My breath caught. All my life, my father had treated me with gentle patience, kindness, and quiet love. He was never loud, never dramatic. He was simply there, solid, constant. He never wanted you to feel different, my mother said. He wanted to be your father in every way. And Daniel, I whispered. I don't know where he is now, she said. He said he would stay away so you could have a normal life. That night, I couldn't sleep. My childhood memories replayed one after another. Every bedtime story my father told me. Every time he picked me up when I fell. Every time he waited late at night until I got home from parties. Every school event he attended proudly. I realized something important. A father is not the one who shares your blood. A father is the one who stays. Over the next week, I struggled between anger, confusion, and heartbreak. But eventually, something softened inside me. One afternoon, I sat with my father on our porch. He drank his usual evening tea. I tried to act normal. After a long silence, he looked at me and said, "You know, Ava, you don't have to carry something alone. I'm here." And that's when I broke. I cried into his arms, and he held me like he always had, steady, warm, strong. "I know everything," I finally whispered. He didn't flinch, didn't panic. He simply nodded. He said, "I hoped you'd find out someday. I just wanted you to know one thing. I chose to be your dad, and I never regretted it for a single second." That was the moment everything clicked. The pain didn't disappear, but it transformed into gratitude. A deep, overwhelming gratitude for the man who chose to love me, even when he didn't have to. I never searched for Daniel. Maybe one day I will. But for now, my real father is the man who stayed. And that letter, I folded it neatly, placed it in a small box, and hid it away. Not because I wanted to forget, but because it reminded me of something important. Family isn't written in DNA. It's written in the choices people make.